So what are the three legal certainties that you need to create and maintain a trust? Wow, we need to look at a very old case called Knight versus Knight from the 19th century. Okay, so in order to explain the three certainties around a trust, I have prepared my whiteboard here for you. So the three certainties come from this famous case from the 19th century, Knight versus Knight in 1840. And in that case, it was said that there needed to be three certainties in order for a trust to be valid. So the first one is certainty of intention. So what that means is that the settlor of the trust, and you will recall our trust looks like this. It's always a triangle, by the way. And we have the three parties, the Holy Trinity, the settlor, the person putting the assets in the trustee is going to look after it, and then the beneficiaries. So the first certainty that is needed is that the settlor intended to create a trust, and the threshold to evidence that intention was there is actually quite low. It just needs to be shown somehow that the settlor did intend to do that. Obviously, with a modern trust, what you would do is sign an actual document which clearly states that you intended to create a trust. So that's easy. Now, number two, the second certainty is certainty of subject matter. And what that means is that the assets that were put into the trust, it's very clear what they are. And this one can be a bit tricky. There was a case called London Wine Company in 1986, where someone attempted to create a trust over a load of bottles of wine, and they didn't state very clearly which bottles of wine were supposed to be in the trust and which ones weren't. And so that is an example of a trust would fail because the actual assets weren't clearly stated what they are. So you need to be very clear on which assets are going to be settled into the trust. And then the third certainty is certainty of objects. And what this means is it means actually the beneficiaries. So it needs to be absolutely clear who the beneficiaries are. You can't say, for example, that it's an American man living in California. That would be too broad and impossible for anybody to actually work out who you intended. So if you said, my Uncle John, who lives in California at this address and holds passport number this, that would be fine. So you have to be clear on what the objects are. So that's the three certainties. That's all you need in order for a trust to work. As clearly demonstrated on my whiteboard for you, certainty of intention, subject matter, and objects, as per the Holy Trinity of the three parties to the trust, and as per Knight versus Knight in the 19th century.